Hey, welcome to the Football Boot Hour with me, James, here on the Boot Wizard YouTube channel, and of course, joined by my co-host Andrew from the Lockhart Boot blog, as always. And we are once again seamlessly entering the live podcast with all the same technical issues as usual. Proper Boots is in the house. Cliffy's Collection has joined us. Andrew Palmer is here. Andy Jazz, sorry, I think you're too far away. I don't say that, but welcome everybody. Thank you very much indeed. I don't know what Andrew's doing right now. It's all
my wife. I realized it's darker in here because my wife messed with the because she was working in the past years. No, the light switch. So it's got multiple levels of dimming, and so she's got it dimmer.
So once again, we are smooth, ladies and gentlemen. We are smooth
as butter. Where the heck is that thing? Why would you not have it on the desk?
The podcast will be in usual format, pickups, new releases, although there's not too many new releases. The main new release is, of course, the Tiempo, which I have the Maestro just here. I've had the Maestro for probably 5 weeks now. You can see all of my loveliness is coming off, but it's not too bad. And Andrew has both the Maestro and the Ligera. So we're going to get into...
I ordered them Thursday, and it said it'll deliver Friday. Well, and I was surprised because we were talking before the pod. There is so much snow here right now. It is absurd. Between Monday and Thursday, we got more than 1.5 meters of snow. It looks like we got another 50 centimeters just last night.
Goddamn.
And everything was delayed. And yet, these still showed up at my doorstep yesterday. Very surprisingly.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So Andrew is battling through an absolutely absurd amount of snow.
It is ridiculous outside right now.
And I currently literally have water kind of like just around close to where I'm sat because it's raining so hard that it's just coming through the walls of my studio. So, but we love you guys. So we are still here to do this live. Proper Boots saying he should have his Ligeras on Monday. Yeah, I should have mine on Monday as well. David Hall, welcome. I'm speaking to you today. Thank you very much to all our members as usual. So let's get into, unless I've missed anything, like there have been a couple of releases, but they've been fairly low key and I couldn't get decent images of them. So I haven't actually made graphics for any of them.
Fine.
So unless you think I've missed something, all I've seen this week, aside from the Tiempo, of course, that we'll get into, is a TLSS drop, kind of a white and pink.
Yeah.
The ASICS AG in that kind of like almost the pink and the blue.
That's only released in Korea. It hasn't even released here yet.
So I don't know if anybody can see. I'll put it back up on my Instagram story if anybody wants to go and check it out. But it's this one here, which is like a Korean AG release.
Well, that will be released in Japan. We've gotten it before. Okay. It's just a matter of timing.
Just timing. And then the only other thing that I saw was the green,
which also technically haven't released yet. It's just one store.
Yeah. One store has dropped it.
It's Mega Sports, and they actually are a distributor for Hilo, the running shoe company.
Oh, there you go.
Oh no, yeah. So,
and I suppose while we're here, while I'm showing everybody things that I didn't make graphics of, that's the TLSS drop.
That's the Totori pack, because the Ganare Totori, which is a J2 team, is now being sponsored by TLSS. They're the new kit manufacturer, so they released a pack to line up with their new kits.
There we go. I didn't know that, so that is a wonderful piece of information for everybody.
But yeah, and the Sokito is launching.
Well, they started releasing some of the AG colorways. Yeah,
it looks like it's dropping in Hong Kong first, maybe, because they got a picture of all of them. The Mr. Where's my Mr. Lulu? The Mr. Lulu even is getting an AG.
Oh, that's tasty.
Yeah.
We know, the Brazil is definitely coming first, I think, everywhere. But it does look like we'll get quite a lot of them quite quickly.
Yeah.
So that is good news. But yeah, that's all I really have for new releases.
Yeah.
So like I say, and the images were all terrible because like you said, they're one-off stores or hard to get hold of.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I haven't
it's
made.
not even yeah,
Yeah,
like, those ASICs should be coming next week, I'm guessing.
yeah. So if I can pull better images next week, then I'll put them up. But for now, that's kind of it, to be honest.
Nope.
So I figured
Uh,
we would just skip right on to maybe some pickups.
yeah, real quickly,
Yes.
Proper Boots is asking Hunter's asking about the, Lotto Stadios.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
so there was a
updates, soul plate updates.
yes, there's some Soul Plate updates apparently. Lotto is the rumor here is that they're actively looking for players to sponsor. They have one guy at Kyoto Sanga. They're in J1 again. But yeah, they're like in Japan specifically, they're looking for
Yeah.
players to sponsor. So yeah.
I'm thinking instead of sponsoring a bunch of players, they should maybe put some of that money into R&D for a new boot.
Who
Considering
knows?
considering that, we've had the same, Solista and Maestro for about
But is
8
it even
years.
Lotto Global? No
Uh,
idea yet.
who knows?
Because they're only
So
looking for players in Japan,
in
apparently.
Japan, yeah.
Yeah. So
So it could be, like an offshoot or somebody that's using the Lotto
I
name or
yeah.
something, like it
I
could be anything along those lines.
who knows, man.
Who knows?
Anyways,
Anyway, so yes, pickups. Are your only pickups this week the Tiempos?
yes.
Okay, so then I will do my pickups first because I have
Mm,
non-Tiempo pickups,
uh,
and then we will jump into the Tiempos. I did also put up a post on my story earlier in the week, so I have. We will obviously give our opinions, but I have a bunch of Tiempo questions,
yep.
so we can get through all
Nice.
of those. I
Perfect.
don't doubt.
Perfect.
So the first thing I have, nobody knows that I have. Haven't even told you I've got this yet.
Woo. But you got them in.
Shiny. They came in. So I get these out of the box. These only arrived today. So
Timing.
I barely have had these out of the box, like a really brief kind of look at them. They do look glorious. It's
Yeah.
such a
Yeah. Yeah.
brilliant colorway. The details are really, really nice. Do I think this is a good boot to go and play in after just taking them out of the box? I can probably tell you no.
No. It at least
But
fits good.
okay, there we
The
go.
fit
There
the
we go.
fit is good. It's bulky on top of the tongue, but the fit
Yeah.
itself is pretty good. So
But
it's
yeah,
definitely mid to play. I was really
from
surprised Messi is still wearing them in training and stuff.
yeah.
I didn't even think he'd wear them at all, but he's wearing
No,
them.
I didn't. I thought it'd be like a promotional thing and he'd be done.
No.
But
To
they
be
do
fair,
look
they're only training right
fantastic.
now, so
Mm. But yeah, like so
yeah,
I got
they're
those
very
in.
cool.
They'll just be a quick kind of video, maybe a
Quick
short,
quick
something like that.
quick aside, the pair
Oh,
I
go on.
got, I sold them for just above retail so I could cover the seller's fees, basically.
Yes.
The guy who bought them immediately put them up for sale for double. Go figure. They have not sold. I've been
Good.
watching. He's
Good.
dropped the price by about 30% since he's bought them. So,
I'm
yeah.
delighted. I'm delighted about that.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll show back up on the on Camo's website at some point cuz nobody is they're not selling at the prices people are putting them up for.
Yeah. So like these resellers that are trying to get double money and things like that, they're gonna just
Yeah.
return
Yeah.
them and get their money
They're
back.
going to sit on them.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a nice box,
Yeah. Yeah,
nice
box is really
presentation,
cool.
all that good stuff. Unfortunately, I probably won't be keeping them.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool to.
It's hard to justify like if
It
you and
is.
I were both making tons of money and stuff and where we
Yeah.
could justify keeping loads of boots like that, then yeah,
Exactly.
I would have kept them, but
But yes, no, and unfortunately, it's not something that can be justified. Although, for those of you who come along to the podcast every week to follow along with both the boots and as well as the drama of our lives,
the
obviously, a
drama of
few of
our
you will know that I
lives.
was as I was unemployed for a few months there as. I lost my department got closed down, lost my job. So then I was struggling to try and find a new one. I managed to get a new job, which was great. I've been doing that for the last 3 weeks. Good times, great job. At the same time, I had applied for many other jobs. One of them I did multiple rounds of interviews for, and I finally got offered that job this week, which is a really fantastic job. And so I've actually had to resign from my job that I've only been doing for 3 weeks, which I feel really guilty about because the team and the job there is
Never
actually
feel
really
guilty.
nice. But this new job I couldn't turn down at all. So I now have, buses. I now have all the jobs. So I have that, and then I also got offered. It's not necessarily my first ever professional photography gig because I have been paid for some others, but it is really the first like proper photography gig that I've been offered. There's NDAs for this. There's a full obviously contract, there's spec. It's a very, very cool photography gig.
Yeah.
And as you may have noticed, I just mentioned there's an NDA. I can't tell you what it's for. So big for
It's
many reasons, but I'm
it's
very
it's
excited about it.
it's for a photography gig.
It's for a photography gig. It's to take some photos. It is relevant to our niche though. So I do photography outside of sport and football and stuff sometimes, but this is relevant to let's say football. So I'm delighted to have got that. But anyway,
Sorry, I got distracted for a second. There's an icicle coming out the window here. It's basically my height.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm delighted
I'm
for you that you've got icicles ready to attack at any moment.
I'm gonna have to knock all those down. It's so annoying. Anyways, boots.
Anywho, moving
Things that
on
make
to
me happy.
continuing with boots. I won't get too into crazy detail with these because it's exactly what we covered last week. Because my
Mhm.
pickups this week are almost exactly your pickups from last week. So I have the
Yeah.
MIJ Alphas. Um, so I have the MIJ
Ooh,
Blue
honestly,
Alphas.
that blue has come out really nicely.
It really has. They've done a
It's a
fantastic
great
job
shade
with
of
that.
blue, and we don't get enough blues like that. Like, the closest I can think of is the Unisport one for the Furon here, and
Yes,
it's different.
yes, and it is different. So I got those. I also got, just to really round off that matching your stuff from last week, I got the Elites.
Yay!
Just to really hammer home the point, I suppose.
What do you think about the elites just in hand so far?
Japan's Elites. Like somebody tell me the difference.
Yeah.
um, in hand, I think that they are so much of what you get in the made in Japan. The most
Uh-huh.
obvious thing, the most obvious change is that toe box height just in hand. You can see it immediately. But softness wise, like there may be, like they feel very, very similar.
Uh-huh.
Like there's to the point where even without having, like I said, these arrived today. So even without having gone out and used these, I'm very much in the boat of like, well, there's no real need to buy the MIJ already.
Like we said last week, if
It's
you
exactly what
want
we said last week.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you want the MIJ, buy through Tokyo Football.
Yeah. Speaking of
Anywhere
Tokyo
anything
Football,
else. Oh, yeah.
um, these two both came from Tokyo Football.
Yeah.
So some of you will remember that or know that I've already actually done my Alpha 3 review. However, Tokyo Football were actually very good, and they did send me these. So thank you very much to Tokyo Football for that. So a huge shout out
Yeah.
to them. And as always, if you want the MIJ, get it through Tokyo Football. I'm not just saying that because they sent me the alphas. It's literally a way to save yourself
Yeah.
100 to 200 euros on buying MIJ alphas.
And they're good people too.
They are
So,
good,
like,
good people.
that's the other reason why we gas them up so much.
Yes.
They like, it's less expensive, and they're good people, and it's just one of those, like, you wanna see somebody succeed.
Yes, exactly. That is a very good point. And then to double down on my gassing up of Tokyo Football, ta-da!
Yeah. Oh, mine are in the other room. I should have brought them.
So I have we both have the new Tokyo Football grip socks, which have gone to a grip yarn, which I am delighted about. The
Mhm.
quality on these is even better than what they've had before, and they've always done great stuff. And again, their prices on these are great. So this weekend, if it stops raining at any point, um,
Trade, please.
my intent.
Trade,
Pardon?
trade, please.
Trade. No. I'm hoping to test out both the Tokyo Football grip socks and at least the Alpha Elites to start getting my kind of thoughts ready for reviews on those. And I also have my Sakito AG review that still needs some B-roll. So hopefully I'll get some shots of those too.
Nice, nice.
But yeah, so plenty of pickups, but nothing really crazy outside of what we've already spoken about, considering we spoke about them last week. Um, like, Peaky says, I bet you got the Unisport gig photography for their website. I didn't know that Unisport had a gig to do photography for their website, so I will tell you immediately that that's not going to be me. So good guess, but no.
No.
So yes. Da-da-da. Awesome news. Yes, excellent. Good, good. Thank you very much. Okay. So I think that brings us around to your pickups, which also brings us around to
The topic at hand.
the topic of the week. So considering it's the topic of the week, and I think there's been a lot of talk about the Maestro particularly, do you want to give early thoughts on the Ligera? Because
Yes,
that hasn't really been discussed as in depth.
this is very impressive. Also, real quickly, it has been confirmed that we are getting an HG sole plate for these, so even better. Um, these are really, really nice. So there's that rumor going around that Nike came up with these after seeing the icon from Adidas
Oh,
and
okay.
going, "Oh crud, that's a
Yeah.
really good boot."
God damn.
And it almost seems like Nike is more aware of how good the icon is than Adi is, but
Yeah. Addy haven't quite worked out that the icon is amazing and they should push it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
Nike have gone, oh damn, they've got something there.
yeah, yeah. So these are probably trying to think. The only other Tiempo takedown that I got in hand immediately and thought, "Wow, that's good," is probably the Tiempo Classic back in the day from, like, the
Okay.
Tiempo 3, 4, because these are amazing. Like, that upper is brilliant.
It's insane,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, and really cool details with the strap on the tongue. It's kind of silly too because, like, only ever Toddy did that, like,
Hmm.
I mean, good they
But
brought him on for the thing, but outside
yeah,
of that, I'm not sure a lot of people made the connection. Um, this heel, though, that is an ocean of width.
that
Like,
is so wide.
I don't understand why you wouldn't start narrow and go wide. Like, even looking at the shape, if you make it shaped like that, how much better does that even look?
Yeah.
Now, I tried these on and I didn't feel my heel slipping out immediately, but that's just trying them on. As soon as I start playing in them, it's gonna be a different story.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it seems to be the maybe the key issue or the key criticism. Did you have any thoughts on kind of like overall lockdown on it, or I suppose you haven't really got the laces tied in and stuff like that yet,
No, no,
really? No.
I haven't had a chance, but like the upper is very impressive. And one of the things I'll point out that I really like, I think our buddy Brandon from S2S Creations pointed this out, is like, the Nike logo is stitched. The Ligera under here is stitched. You've got stitched logos down here and here. Like that's that's the sort of thing, just very, very simple stuff. That's the sort of thing that takes this boot and makes it seem so much more premium than its price point would suggest.
Yeah.
Which I also realize is kind of nuts saying that considering the Tiempo used to retail for 125, but
But even so, like,
yeah,
considering, like, just take today's market, these are
yeah,
160
where we're
euros.
at, like this does
Yeah.
not feel cheap
Yeah.
outside of the heel. That's the heel is I'm 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 probably gonna annoy a lot of people with this review, to be honest. And Nike will
um,
still not like me.
But yeah, like speaking of Brandon as well, I've been speaking to him about these boots, and he seems overall quite
Yeah,
positive on them as well. Like so,
he
but
he
yeah.
he immediately fixed the heel himself.
Yes, he did. He
Yeah,
put it up on his in his Instagram as well. He was just like, "So this is what you need to do with the heel." I was like,
yeah, yeah.
It's true."
Um,
I
I
suppose. Sorry, go on.
I'm sorry, real quickly, the insole is garbage.
Okay,
That's absolutely that's like this insole is borderline. Well, not even borderline. This it's actually unacceptable even at this price point. It is
okay,
literally just light pressure and all
you
this
through,
softness is gone. Yeah, that's unacceptable.
which is a shame because they did okay with the elite one.
Yeah. So sorry.
Like,
I yeah.
quite alright. Um, I was going to ask about sizing. Like, so what are your initial thoughts on sizing with that one?
Everybody should go true to size but me. Half size down is
Cool.
perfect.
Cool. So I'm so exactly what I expected. Good times.
Yes. Nobody was surprised by that in the slightest. But yeah, I
Brilliant.
heard I saw some guys in the chat were like, "Oh yeah, definitely true to size on Ligera, but like the Maestro runs long." And I was like, "Oh no. Oh
Yeah,
no."
because you went down with
Because
half in both.
yeah, yeah. And then I
Yeah.
put these on yesterday. I was like, "Nope. Half
Nope,
down
we're
is
fine.
definitely the way
All
to go."
good.
Yep. Yep.
um, David Hall, stop it now. He says, might get the Maestro because I've seen people try them laceless. Stop it. Stop it
No.
now.
Where where is that? I'm don't
Almost like towards the end, it's on the last ones.
oh, okay. You know what that's a timeout. That's a violation.
David, you've been put in timeout, my friend. For I'd be
That's an
sorry, but
ethical
it's
violation.
funny. It's an ethical violation to suggest to wear them laceless.
Yeah, but
Justin is still at work. Thank you
yeah.
for watching.
The upper itself is really, really nice. So, you know,
Excellent.
there's that.
So for like 100, like I said, they're 160 euros here. I got loved this. I almost forgot this until I went to buy them. Like if you're like signed up to Nike, I think they do it almost everywhere. Like for your birthday, they give you like a 25% off like
It's
discount voucher.
amazing.
Uh, and I went to buy them and it auto applied my 25% off. I was like, yes,
Brilliant. Brilliant. That's like that's the best.
so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's I don't have thoughts on those yet. Mine should arrive on Monday. So I suppose we should have a chat about the old the Maestro here
Yes.
and what your thoughts are on that one. So I suppose we'll go through our thoughts and then we'll answer questions
Well,
that we
let's
got sent
go
in
with
and
yours
questions in the chat.
first.
So I've done 2 reviews on these
Yes.
already, which was a wonderful situation to be in. So I think that my main takeaway is to summarize a 15-minute month-long review into some short takeaways. The key selling points for me on these are the upper is absolutely fantastic. It's really, really good. And the outsole, particularly in the forefoot, I think is really nice. It's really well balanced and it works together with the boot very, very nicely. I described it as like almost being able to like kind of glide across the surface, which is very, very nice. So that kind of forefoot and the upper are like my big two. This is really amazing. This is, yeah, it's probably the best synthetic leather on the market. Various synthetic leathers do various different things that are very good, but this is probably my favorite one. It's definitely the softest one. So those are my positives. And they're huge positives. I should say that because I'm probably going to list more negatives now, but those 2 positives are massive, if you ask me. Then we have the negatives. So the negatives are the heel is too wide because it's just Nike's thing at the
Why?
moment is that why is the heel so wide? My heel doesn't come out of it. It just isn't quite as secure as I want it to be. Now I've not heard anybody else say this at all. So this very much could just be me. and my kind of experience, but the heel isn't quite deep enough for me. It's not huge, like a huge issue, but I think it could have a little bit of like a deeper feeling. It has that kind of soft cutout Nike design, which is great, but there's just something about it where I wasn't feeling. It could have been the width and a combination of things where it wasn't quite as kind of feeling as secure as I might want in the back there. But again, I do not come out of the boot at all. So that's definitely to consider. I think for some people, putting these on is going to be a pain in the ass and they're going to hate it because there's just like, there's not very much stretch in this knit at all. And I don't think it's necessarily a problem. I think it really solves the issue of these potentially not having enough lockdown. They've taken a boot that with an upper like this and a design like this and given it a decent amount of kind of midfoot lockdown. But in order to achieve that, they've put in this really like kind of tight knit, which means that some people are going to struggle to get it on. And if you combine that tight knit with this kind of split sole design and a narrow plate in and around there, if you've got a very wide midfoot, I think you might have an issue there as well. But not an issue per se, but something definitely to be aware of. I I think that's kind of my general overview of the pros and cons. Oh, they also run an annoying amount long for me. I realize you went half a size down, but they're close to being half a size too long. But I have a wide foot, so I couldn't go down the half size. But particularly on my left foot, which is slightly shorter than my right foot, there is pretty much half a size's worth of room on there. But yeah, I couldn't go down the half size, and I won't recommend for anybody to go down half a size unless your name is
Just
Andrew
looking,
Lockhart.
I mean, looking at that insole, even you can tell it's tapered pretty narrow.
Yeah, it tapers through up into here. It's this area here. There's actually I said it in the review. There's plenty of width around this area, which is great for me and probably for most wide-footed people because that's where a lot of the width's going to be. But it tapers in just here, and when you could take into account that taper along with that kind of very end of the point of the boot here being a little bit low, if you have anything like a wide foot, you cannot consider going down half a size at all. If you have a narrow foot and you like a super tight fitting boot, by all means drop down half a size. But I think for most people, the comfortable fit is going to be true to size. And I have scuffed
NDS
the ever
NDS
loving
says
piss out of it.
extra length for toe pokes.
Excellent. The toe pokes. You wouldn't get any toe poke. It's too soft. It's too soft.
I would say between the two, the Ligeras are more suitable for wide feet. Like if your feet are
it
super wide, get the Ligera.
it looks that way, even visually, that would be
Yeah. Well,
the
it's not
way to
just
go.
that. It's the fact that, oh hey, a
Floaty,
deep throat
floaty.
tongue.
Yeah.
Wow, what a difference that makes to fit.
Again, I said it in my review that like I know that like even I would have preferred a floating tongue. However, I think there is a genuine reason outside of just aesthetics to have a one piece here, and it is that lockdown. It is that kind of like performance feature of really securing your foot in there because that's the only reason I can think of why that knit is so tight, and it's to
Mhm.
compensate for how soft the upper is and still give you good lockdown and performance. So I'm not against not having. I'm not. I don't mind not having the floating tongue because I really do feel like there's actually a benefit in this instance to having the one piece. Oh, and the other thing I should mention is, like you might be able to tell me with your boot right now. It's kind of how does it feel? Like, what's the finish on your like new pair? Like, is it kind of a
So it's
little
pretty.
pretty
It's
nice? Like,
yeah. It's a little like slightly grippy.
yeah. So, there's almost it feels to me, and I'm pretty confident in this that there's almost like a little bit of a kind of a top coating that comes off as you wear them, and you end up
Hmm.
with something that's a little bit more kind of matte.
Hmm.
And it's just leads to quite a nice sensation. And I do think some of it comes down to like dirt just bedding into the upper, and I'm absolutely not against that. But yeah, and you know what I do like? The outsole doesn't look awful once the coating comes off. Like once that all comes off, it's not going to look too
Huh.
terrible. So I'm
The
not against that.
these definitely are not as tight as the Tiempo 10 though, right?
Good
In terms of
question.
the forefoot.
Oh no, in the forefoot there's more width and the softer material makes a huge difference.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they are a bit tighter through the midfoot.
Hmm.
But I have sold my Tiempo 10s, so I can't actually check. And that's right, I managed to sell my Tiempo 10s. And so, yeah, I think they are a little narrower or tighter at least through the midfoot because of that knit. But in the forefoot, they're not. They're wider in the forefoot, especially like say around here. They
Hmm.
don't have that kind of weird square finish. And this softer material is always going to help because you can kind of stretch it out and it can mold a bit and it can shape a
Hmm.
bit around you, which the Tiempo 10 didn't really do that much, and it didn't do it well anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm.
But yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, in conclusion, it's not perfect, but I really, really like it. And it's
Hmm.
got two areas that are really fantastic in this kind of 4 foot plate and the upper material that make it pretty much like a just a really good football boot. It's a very, very good boot that I can recommend to people.
Is this? Do you think maybe not as much as like the original Obra or Superfly Ford, but do you think this is the kind of boot that people are going to look back on and say like
Oh,
that was something,
I think it could be, like I
I,
think it could be.
or like this is the start of something,
So,
right?
yes, that's what I was thinking. Like, so it's not necessarily like oh, this boot is something. It is, but like, I don't think that's the thought. It is definitely like this is where like kind of Nike turned the tide, or where Nike like really brought in like the modern Tiempo, or something along those lines. The tech leather was like the
Something to
realest
look
start of a
back on
revolution.
where like
Yeah.
10 years from now Nike would be tempted to make a remake.
Yes. Yes. There's something here for that, especially if they can get. So if they've obviously transitioned a lot of players into this, and then if
Hmm.
they can get some players in a standout World Cup colorway, and they can get some moments in that World Cup in these boots, it could be a boot in 10 years where they remake that World Cup pack, or they
Yep.
have their like DNA style colorways, and it references that World Cup pack. I think there's definitely something in that.
Nice.
It's special. Like it does feel a bit special, and it feels like it's
Yeah,
revitalized
that
like the
does
Nike
seem like a
brand as
very
a
special
whole.
boot.
It
Yeah,
does,
yeah.
right? I like the fact that they've managed to hold hype for like a month is crazy.
Yeah. Well, they still shouldn't have done it.
No,
I
I
was
agree.
I was, to be honest, I was more tired than hyped. I was just fed up.
I've had
Like,
enough of this.
yeah, on Monday I was like, Jesus Christ, it's still got like 5 more days to wait.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad mine showed up, like, because I ordered them yesterday
Mm.
or day before yesterday, and they showed up yesterday. So, like,
But
I will
yeah,
say, what's up, Doctor Astute? The annoying thing
welcome.
is, Nike is gonna Nike. I still have. There's some quality issues on the tick here.
Yeah.
It's not printed properly. And on the right boot, there's just random bits of glue hanging off all over the place. Or like on the upper itself that makes it look like the upper has been torn
Is
or something.
peeling. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah, typical Nike. This is a brilliant boot in hand so far. And yeah, the finishing is garbage. So
Mine's not bad. Like I don't really have too many issues. There's a little bit here, but I think that's just because it's more because they've been used. But yeah, there's a little bit of glue here, but on the whole, there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing that stands out to me as like a kind of quality or
mm,
finishing issue, which is very nice to see. Obviously not great that there is on yours. Um, but yeah,
yeah, that's annoying. Oh well.
I think I agree with you that the length of time between announcement and for sale was too long.
Uh-huh.
I'm impressed that they managed to kind of like keep the momentum up for that length of time,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
would definitely like to have seen that length of time at like be half at the most. Like, I'm a big fan of like announce boot one day, hype boot next day, launch boot day after.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm a big fan of that method. But even so, brand new boot, big deal. A couple of weeks wouldn't have been too bad, but what did we get? Like
yeah,
five
yeah.
weeks, something like that.
It's
That's
absurd.
a lot. But on the whole, at least it was a boot that was kind of worth waiting for and
Yeah,
pushing.
yeah. I will say that.
Um,
Well, I, again, I honestly think this is more worth it.
I think everybody's like everybody I've spoken to who's had both has at least said that for them, like if you consider value for money and all that stuff, that's the one to go for.
Yeah, yeah,
Is to just be like, you know what, it has like the heel issue, but that's the one to go for.
yeah. Oh,
That has a little
that's
tempo on the
super
end.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's very clever. Yeah, see, like it's frustrating because I get on Nike's back so much so that they don't even like me all that much. But like they can make good stuff.
yeah, great.
It's yeah, but like and people argue, oh, the Vapor 16 or the Vapor 15 or whatever we're on now, or like the Phantom's
Yeah,
nice.
Phantom is
Is
nice.
it's
Yeah,
the Phantom's very nice, but again, it's got heel issues. And I don't think the Phantom, as good as that Phantom is, I don't think it stands out like this does.
I agree.
Yeah. Like grip knit was like if grip knit had just been introduced on that Phantom, be fine. But considering we've had grip knit for several years now, it's kind of like it's still amazing material, but it doesn't have quite the and maybe we'll get there with this tech leather in a
Where
few
it's on
years, but
everything, and it's just
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But like I and I'm obviously already thinking like, oh, tech leather, vapor. That would be nice. A tech
yeah,
leather phantom. Like
yeah.
bring back the tech pack and
Throw tech leather on everything.
yeah, yeah. Why not? Somebody was asking between these um and the X Fly Pro 3,
Mm,
which was my boot of the year last year.
and
And
mine.
yeah, and you can definitely feel like in hand, this is actually a new pair. I haven't played in these yet, but in hand, you can feel like, okay, the Nike upper is nicer. Definitely. Like there's a more plushness to it, right?
Yeah.
Um, obviously I have not tested the Maestro yet, so I'm not 100% sure. I will say overall, based on my thoughts in these so far, I do not think the Maestro will be better than these.
I think, yeah, so somebody asked me this, and it's difficult, but if you want me to tell you which one has the best, like, kind of upper material and my favorite touch on the ball, I prefer the Tiempo.
Uh-huh.
However, if you're then looking at, well, let's take the outsoles for example. Both have actually outsoles that I like very much, and I maybe wouldn't pick between them.
Uh-huh.
In like that's fine. So let's just go from there.
Yeah.
However, if we then start to look at them as a package, so we start to go,
Yeah.
okay, what's the fit? What's the heel?
The heel
Various things like
especially is
that.
a massive,
Yeah,
massive. You
I
can
would
even just
lean
see.
towards the ASICs, but the fact that we're even having that conversation, I know we're having that conversation because they're similar,
Uh-huh.
but the fact that I can even sit here and be like, I think the upper and the touch on the ball is better in this is wild.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Because
um,
these are very, very good. I will say like and I'll probably do well, I will do a comparison. Josh kind of led the way with that, so might as well. But maybe it'd be good to wait to get the Pima Kings in to do that. Although I don't want to pay full retail for those. Um, but like, they're kind of two different. Like this is a speed boot. This is like a control boot, a
yeah,
touch boot, whatever they want to do it as. I still think I'd probably prefer these just as an
yeah,
overall package.
yeah, it's fair enough.
Yeah. The upper is definitely nicer than the Tiempo, don't get me wrong. But the
Yeah.
yeah, as far as the boot overall, Like, and it'll be interesting to see. Um, but in terms of fit, even the fit is slightly better. Slightly, it is better on the A6, and I think
It
that's
is. No, it is.
and that's the thing about what's up, Jesus? That's the thing about Asics is like their fit. They always nail the fit on their boots versus like Nike and other brands. Like this does not fit back,
No, not at all.
right?
Not at all.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
you're never gonna beat an Asics boot for fit. Like
Yeah, and
even I don't even think Mizuno boots fit as well as Asics do.
yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think if you change the heel in the Nike boot, we've got a much different or a much closer conversation. But I think I would still probably prefer the Asics. But it's kind of a little bit neither here nor there.
That's true.
But yeah, you said about obviously Josh doing the comparison. I feel like I had some great ideas, and obviously, like I say, I was doing this new job and blah blah, and I've only been putting out so many videos. And I was like, oh, I'll do like a comparison with that. It's like, and then Josh did it. I was like, oh, yeah, fair enough. And then I was like, oh, I'll do a leather, like a different types of synthetic leather kind of
Uh-huh.
comparison. And I think Unisport and Josh both did that. I
Yeah,
was like, you
yeah, yeah,
bastard. I'll still do it anyway, but like I
yeah.
like being able, if you do things first, they tend to get more traction. But both of them got on it.
Something Matty Burns.
Okay, do we so Fully Boot says didn't have any quality issues on his Maestros, which is
Good.
good. Um what else have we got here?
Yeah, I need to
Um
get another pair of tea at halftime. I need to get another pair of the icon too, so I need to do a comparison between those
that would
and
be a
these.
great
These
comparison, yeah.
these are also much cheaper here than the icon twos. He's saying they're $40 cheaper than the icon twos in Canada.
Ah,
Just based on like my review and stuff, the icon two. If you want something more performance based, get the icon two. The
okay.
heel fits better. The overall boot, the midfoot is it's tighter, but like it's got better lockdown. It's just a better performing boot overall. But
Okay.
like if you're purely looking for maybe yeah, maybe more comfort, then these are the way to go, I kind of think. But I'll put something together.
Nice. So here we go. This is an interesting question. So this is how does the Tiempo softness compare to the
Yes, to
Hypo Knit from
us.
the Furon V8 and Skechers SKX? Now, this is a question that I do get from time to time. There's nothing wrong with the question, but you kind of have to qualify it because what you're asking us to compare is like a knit, a mesh, and a synthetic leather. There's a different type of softness to these kind of boots. So like the Skechers is a good one for it. So the Skechers is soft because it's thin. So it's like a
Mhm,
very thin, slightly textured kind of barefoot style, a slightly more barefoot style feel to it. Whereas these are soft and plush and malleable, and they have that kind of like slightly padded, take the edge off kind of feel to them. So it's very different. Is this the softest of the three? Yeah, probably, but that's
mhm.
not really. Like I say, I don't think that's particularly a fair comparison because they're just
Yeah.
completely different
Yeah,
materials that are soft in different ways.
yeah, and, like, the other thing is, like, okay, the SKX and these make sense, but, like, again, this is a speed boot,
Yeah,
and, like, I'm fine I'm getting more and more questions like this, like, people are asking me, like, "Oh, between, like, someone was asking me about, like, the Neo Beta and, like, I think a Yatagara shoe, an Adler Yatagara
yeah,
shoe," and I'm just like, they're two completely different boots in a lot of ways. What their goals are completely different, and people keep asking, like, what's, comparison between this touch boot and this speed boot, and it's like, I mean, you can make that comparison, but it's like, I don't know. I kinda get this with, like, the greatest of all time player debates and stuff.
mm,
Like, for example, my dad thinks Zidane's the greatest player of all time. But like, if you go to Germany, some people will say Beckenbauer. And it's like, well, they didn't really play the same position. And like, that's where you kind of get caught up when you compare this stuff.
yeah. Like I say, I don't like. I understand the question. I understand why you want to know that. It's just a
Huh?
difficult thing to give a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
really like. I suppose I want to give you the best possible answer to your question. If you
Hmm.
go like A or B, I want to be able to give you a really good answer. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, in situations like that, I can't. I just have to kind of go, well, they're different. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. But it's a good question, but I hope that kind of helped. Um,
Yeah. Structure is
so
definitely better in the Maestro versus the Ligera. Um, if you want it, like, and this is the other thing, like, in hand, obviously I haven't played in these yet. In hand, these do not feel as stable as something like the X5 Pro 3.
mhm, yeah,
Those are definitely got way more midfoot stability, and you're not really going to get that here. And again, this kind of goes back to the point. These kinds of boots aren't the kind of boots you should go for if you want stability.
yeah, yeah.
That, that's that's
It's
that's not
not the end.
that's not their yeah
We shouldn't criticize a boot for not doing something it wasn't intended to do.
yeah. There
As
it
long as
is.
it's doing it kind of like adequately, like we're not gonna criticize a Tiempo for not having enough like kind of aggressive
Snapback.
traction or
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
snapback. Yeah,
yeah,
snapback's a great example because
yeah.
I love how this Tiempo moves. I said it in my review. So the forefoot, hold on, I'm gonna move my mic slightly. The forefoot in these has like a lovely kind of movement to it. Moves around
Hmm.
very nicely. It's quite flexible,
And
and
the
it's
flex
only
points are
really
really good too.
so good,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's only mildly snappy. Now, that's fine because it's perfect for this boot, and like you said, great flex points, great flex grooves, great movement. I think it's a really well-designed sole plate, but if you put this sole plate on a Mercurial, well,
yeah,
that's a different
yeah,
story
yeah,
entirely.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
People
it's
wouldn't like
love
that. Uh, the same guy is asking between this and the Tequila V5. Get the Tequila V5. It's more structured in the midfoot. But
if
like,
that's the intent.
yeah, but if you're wanting structure, don't look at a control boot. Get a speed boot.
Go
If
and get a speed
structure
boot.
is really what's important to you, get a speed boot.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
and this is the thing about boots in general. You have to think about what you want, right? It's one thing for us to go out and review tons of different boots and stuff, but like, you know, think about some of our favorite boots, right? Like, I love the Scudetta. That has a lot of midfoot stability and a very aggressive sole plate, right? And that's kind of what I like. Or like the Wave Cup. It's really soft and comfortable, but it has got an awesome sole plate. Like, these are kind of the things I like. James loves the Nemesis, which to be fair is really, really good. Yeah. Again, midfoot stability, soft
The
upper. It's
stability,
got a
yeah.
certain fit to it, right?
Yeah.
But like, he's not going to get that boot and say like, "Oh, this has got the absolute best touch in the world on the ball." He may
Yeah.
like the touch on the ball, but he's not going to say like, "Oh, I get these because the touch on the ball is so-so," right? Because
Yeah.
that's not what the
Yeah.
boot is designed for.
Yeah. Like, know what you want, I think is the key there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
There's an interesting question here from this Adam. I haven't had the Tiempos in hand, but they look extremely soft and pliable, which they are. Do you envisage any longevity issues due to the softness of the material? And that's a great question, and the answer is
yeah,
no. Like
mm,
I think that
yeah,
I honestly don't see the softness causing any issues really. And like I say,
yeah.
I've done a full kind of like 1 month review on mine. I know a month isn't a season or anything like that, but
Still,
even
that's long
so,
enough time to where you start to notice issues.
yeah, like I've got no soul separation. I'm not seeing any kind of issues. You will likely over time start to lose more stability because that happens with soft materials, happens with all materials. But yeah, like there's nothing about this that makes me go, it's so soft it's going to cause durability issues.
Yeah, even on these, it doesn't feel like it feels pretty well built,
Yeah.
even as soft as the upper is.
And you've got the stitching on the Ligera as well, haven't you? Like it's actual stitching.
Yeah, it's actual stitching. So
Yeah.
I
Nice.
wonder if I haven't checked. I know that picture because one of the stores here has already shown off pictures of the AG outsole and the hard ground outsole.
Yeah.
Now, previously, I need to go back and check. Previously, the hard ground outsole was riveted to the upper.
Oh. I
So,
wonder if
and if
they're still
that's the
doing that.
case, yeah, they probably don't anymore. I mean, even if Mizuno's not even doing it, then but like if that is the case, then that's the way to go. Although with the HG, I will warn that on the surfaces here, that HG stud wears down quicker than others.
Okay.
It lasts. It don't get me wrong, it lasts, but it's not as durable as say like some of the Addy HG studs.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Information for people who probably aren't getting, HG plated boots, but
Okay. Um, what is happening here? There's all kinds going on in the chat. Um,
yes, the
I can't.
Ligera would be a good backup to the UL.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be a very good backup. They're similar in a lot of ways.
Cool. Right. So I was thinking, where are we at? We got 10 minutes, and I have a bunch of questions here.
Oh crap! I completely forgot about the questions.
I know it's just fine. Like we had lots to talk about.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking, try and get through. What do I have here? I have 32 questions. Let's
let's
see
go.
how many we can get through, kind of almost rapid fire. So I'll literally go through. I'll do one, you do one, and we'll just power through
Perfect.
them that way rather than discussing each one.
Perfect.
So the first question is from I'm_Mike Joyce. Is this the same new synthetic leather we saw on the R10 release? No, it's not. It is different to the R10 release leather. This is tech leather. It's much nicer. Done. Next, from ALH.Insta. This is for you, Andrew. This one. Do you think there will be a huge difference between the Pro and Elite versions? Perfect question for you. They're in hand.
Yeah. Man, like there's nothing wrong with getting the Ligera. I would say for lockdown, you'll want the Maestro, but if you're just looking for that soft upper, get the Ligera.
There you
Just
go.
just based on in hand feel.
Yeah. This one, I'll do this one from onk_3110. How does a sole plate work since it's separated? So this I can explain quite easily. There is an insole board, which you can see just here quite clearly, the black plastic. That runs all the way through. That provides the structure to the boot. So this middle section here has all the structure from that internal board instead of having it from, say,
Mm,
this here. It's basically that's
yeah.
on the inside. And then you've got two pods, two stud housings, which are placed on top of that outside of the material which wraps underneath. So that is how that works. Um, Next, so Iwandi_AL, Andrew, it looks very comfortable, and the outsole brings back OG Mercurial style. Because I assume the split they're talking about. That wasn't really a question. I'll just give you the next one. Jamie_Tanner. How's the length? True to other Nike boots?
I would say they run similar to like the Phantom 6, I feel like. No,
The previous Phantom,
the previous Phantom, the
the
GX and the original
GX2.
GX.
Yeah,
Yeah, they run slightly long, not enough to go half size down unless you're nuts like.
there you go. I agree. Unless you're not nuts like you. A username that I can't pronounce or read out. I don't know what that is. Just wants to know Mercurials or these. It's exactly what we were just talking about.
Mhm.
They're completely different boots that
What
offer
do you want?
completely different things. Decide what it is you want. Do you want aggressive traction, barefoot touches? Do you want soft uppers and kind of a more flexible forefoot design? And then go with that one. It's not a
Mhm.
case of one better than the other. It's what suits you. Okay, next one. Ted_Cougar. Here we go, Andrew. How is it compared to the Asics Silky Wrap? So
Yeah,
a rough kind of like
yeah.
comparison, I
It's
suppose.
the silky wrap is not as soft as this. It's not as plush, but the silky wrap, it's kind of hard to explain, right? It feels slightly thinner.
It does, no question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think it's down to again, what are you looking for? Do you want something more plush? Like even on the X Fly 6 where the silky wrap is more plush and it feels a bit thicker, I would say just because of the softness of this material, your brain kind of gets fooled into thinking this is more plush. This is not a
100%.
thick upper material at all,
No.
right? But you kind of get your brain kind of just feeling this in hand versus like a silky wrap. Like, oh, okay, like yeah, this is more plush. The material does feel a bit more premium. I will say that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. What's this? Oh, it's a good friend of ours. This is Indialo Boots.
Nice.
How much do they soften up? How soft are they out of the box? Well, we can answer those questions like both of us together because Andrew has out of the box and and
Not
I have
bad.
softened up. So out of the box, Andrew,
Yeah, yeah, pretty good.
pretty good, and after softened up, kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
If you, I'm not like as much as I do want you to. I'm not trying to force people to go and watch my month-long review, but if you go and watch it, there's two
but you
shots that I
still
put in.
should.
You still should. There's two shots I put in reasonably near the beginning, kind of in the sizing section, and all I put it in for was to show you the end. But with my foot in them, you can actually see how much this area of the boot and this area of the boot have really started to kind of like soften up. You can almost see it around here where it's just really started to bed
Yeah,
in.
it's just
It's a really
I'm just thinking
beautiful
about my
kind of
new
soft
pair.
feeling.
It feels more like stiff here.
Yeah, like whereas mine is like,
You
oh,
can
it's
tell that's
pillowy.
broken.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
lovely. It's lovely. Um, Here we go. Nate GK09. Will there be a limited or a normal release? I suppose you can take that one.
yeah. It'll be normal release.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they're technically a limited edition, but it's a normal release. Like you
yeah,
can just
yeah. They're not like here. They're not available everywhere, but you can still get them pretty easily.
yeah. Like I don't think anybody's struggling to pick them up really. Who we got here? Jose Palafox, another friend of the friend of the
Yeah,
channel, friend of people, has been on our good friend the Bootcast podcasts
yeah,
podcast before. So go and check him out. Go and check them out. Also wanted to know how soft the upper is, but we've answered that. However, what he does want to know is the upper soft enough to go half a size down, or should you stay true to size? So I think we kind of covered that as well. That like
yeah,
the soft upper helps, but we're saying for the majority of people, do not go.
yeah. Don't go half down.
Is it the boot of the year so far?
Considering the competition is the alpha, yeah, it is. The
Yeah,
alpha, there's just too much that needs to be. There's too many. The issues are too glaring in the alpha for me.
yeah.
Like
So,
I will say this is probably going to have issues for me,
yeah, it
but I
had
don't
issues
think.
for me. Like,
Yeah, I don't. Oh, sorry, but I don't think it'll be so glaring like the alpha
yeah,
is.
fair enough.
And
Um,
the alpha also has the basis of there's been a previous model. There hasn't been a previous model like this.
yeah, yeah. So this is very new, very itself. So yeah, for me, I put it in my first review that I think come the end of the year, this will be a contender for boot of the year.
Uh-huh.
I think like literally if they had like I reference this a lot, but like the X Fly Pro 3, if we took the heel off the X Fly Pro 3 and we put it on this, I would probably be making my big bold this is going to be the boot of the year claim.
Yeah,
But without that, I think it's just going to be in contention. It will probably be around that kind of top 3 unless we get, you know, a whole bunch of crazy stuff, which is definitely possible. It is a World Cup
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah.
What else have we got? Fatbert wants to know if there's an AG outsole to come. Yes, we've covered
Yep.
that. There absolutely is. Uh, Josh Tossell wants to know who my Nike plug is. It's a secret. Shh. Um, Lots of questions about sizing. We've definitely covered all of that. The boot hall would like to know when he will get an AG sole plate, but we've also covered that. Um, we have got an awful lot of questions about the same things, AG
Nice.
versions and such like. Are they better? Football Mad Dad, another nice man, would like to know: are they better than the Tiempo 10 as they're currently his go-to boot? I think there's no question in
Yes.
my eyes.
Yes.
Almost every area is better than the Tiempo 10. I think that's pretty fair. Di Amara, a regular contributor, is the heel wider than the Phantom 6? I say no. I think
No,
it's
it's not.
narrower than the Phantom 6.
Yeah.
It's still not like pinched. It's still a
No,
pretty
no.
wide heel, but it's not as wide as the Phantom 6. What other colors are coming? We can't tell you. Um, Does them here we go. This is a good question. So this is Ollie Roach, 55, recent member. Does the material feel like it may differ from colorway to colorway? Now we actually know from Burns boots that it does differ slightly
Mhm.
because he was in store recently. I think Matt's in the chat as well. Matt, if you're still there, please
Yeah.
please do contribute. But I believe Matt was saying the white colorway isn't quite as soft. So, but not to the same level as, for example, like the F50 when it released, where it felt like a completely different boot. But because you will always like, this is probably like definitely partly my fault. We've made a thing which hasn't been explained properly, whereby people are kind of like expecting every single colorway to feel the same no matter what, and if they don't,
Mhm.
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Colorways have always felt different. Like most of the time, a black colorway will feel softer because of the way the dye interacts with the material.
Mhm.
It's just how it works. Materials
Yeah.
from colorway to colorway, boots will feel different. The key is that difference big enough for it to kind of feel like it's changed the boot substantially? Or is it big enough, like after you've worn them for, a month, 2 weeks, are you going to notice? And I would say with these, you're probably not going to notice after a while. It's not going to make a huge difference. With the F50s, being my benchmark reference for this, when we went from the purple launch colorway, when they brought the F50 back, to the white next colorway, that felt like a different boot. It felt like there was a completely different material. So that was a problem. Whereas if boots do feel slightly different from colorway to colorway, that's fine. Like it's expected. So that's fine. What else have we got here? Can you wear them on AG or are they too aggressive? I think that's a good question. What do you reckon?
Uh, I think they're okay for AG, but obviously get an AG sole plate if you can.
Yeah, I agree. Forefoot is probably actually very good.
The
These bad
4
boys in the
rear
heel
studs,
bowl.
yeah, yeah,
That's
that's gonna cause an issue.
I would get the AG if you can, but again, they
Yeah.
are okay. You'll get away with it. Burns Boots put in a question. He would like to know if he should thinks you should if we should cop this colorway or wait. And my thoughts on this are very clear. I really like this colorway.
It's grown me a lot.
I say this one.
I will say if for some reason in the Ligera, I like this better than on maybe because it's shinier than
Yeah.
on this.
Okay.
Um, if you're wanting one, the only other colorway I'd probably recommend is whatever's coming for the world.
Yeah, that's like the iconic colorway. Like
That'll be like the iconic. Well, if the World Cup still happens, but like that'll be like the iconic colorway.
yeah, yeah, for sure. As I've just been like, you can see, I was trying to point it out earlier, but like you can see kind of how mine has broken in here, like how the
Yeah,
upper material is. You can see it all in here. It's very
yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah.
And the final question, which I think is a good question, are are people hyping these up too much?
Yeah,
Probably.
probably. But
Myself included.
yeah, maybe. But at the same time, like it seems like a really good boot. I saw a comment. I saw a comment on one of your videos, and I deleted it immediately because this is just. I'm so tired of comments like this. It's like, oh, it's another person paid by Nike. And it's like, I, with no respect whatsoever, fuck off. Like, come on. If you want if you want to know what like an actual shill looks like, there are plenty of those guys on Instagram.
So
There's
many.
guys who gas up so many like accounts I've never even heard of, and somehow they have 700,000 followers telling you like you should get this kind of boot if this, and this. So yeah, no.
Yeah.
A
I
tracker, thank you for the donation. It's something to think about.
So the Discord, if A Discord will only come for members. I will not be doing a
Yeah.
Discord that is for like a general boot Discord. It will be chaos, and I'm not managing that. But I think Footloose Boots may have maybe made this suggestion to do it for members. So at
Yeah.
some point this
I
year,
don't mind us doing a members one, but
yeah, I will do a members Discord, but I won't be doing a general Discord. But it will come, but it will just be for members only. I do want to say Burns Boots made a very good point. I can't see it now, but basically what he said about the heel, which I completely agree with, is that even if they just pinched the top around the Achilles, it would be
mhm,
fine. And I
yeah.
agree. Like, as much as I like the whole thing to be a bit pinched, if you just did that, the
Yeah.
difference
That would
would
be
be
such a massive
enormous.
difference. But,
I
like,
absolutely agree with Matt on that.
somebody made this comment. Maybe it was one of the guys in the chat was saying, like, Nike went from the most pinched heels ever to what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Like, how, absurd.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of love for the Discord. Yes, a Discord will happen. I will put it like I will happen. It will be for
Mhm.
members only. But my memberships start at $2 a month. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So let's have a look. Because the more known reviewers like them and everyone else didn't get the chance to have them. Well, there was only like who got them in advance? Me, Josh, J Mike, Real or Fake. Who else got them? Substance Football got
Sub
them.
did. Yeah.
So there wasn't many pairs that were given around in advance. And I like in the nicest way, I've been doing this for 7 years, and
Yeah.
I feel like I've earned the right for Nike to send me a pre-release boot. That's how I
I
feel
think
about that.
well, no, I think what's happened is a lot of people have no idea, sadly, no idea who either of us are still.
Oh,
But, it is what
nobody
it
knows.
is,
Yeah,
and then they happen upon your review and are like, "Why is this guy hyping it up? He obviously was paid by Nike." And it's like, well,
mm,
if go look at when the channel was started.
yeah. Like people are, and like you know what? Fair enough. Like people know Josh, like
Yeah.
as you would expect. Like basically, you know Josh, you know J Mike. They're your two main reviewers, and everybody else kind of is forgotten about. Which I completely understand. But yeah, you have to kind of if you're gonna make comments like that, you kind of have to be at least don't make yourself look stupid. At least be like knowledgeable about what you're doing. And like people make comments like that about, oh, you're always hyping up like,
Yeah.
Addy boots or whatever. Yeah, I'll do one positive review on an Addy boot. It's like, oh, why are you just hyping
Oh,
Addy all the time? And I'm like, have you watched my reviews for the last year?
people coming onto my comments, like, whenever I review a synthetic boot, or I'll get messages like, "You just don't know what a good leather boot looks like." And it's like, "You have never interacted with any of my content at all."
My one I've been using a lot recently is I just keep commenting under people's comments, just saying you must be new here.
Yeah.
Uh, but anyway,
We run
cool.
long.
I think we have run. I will. We will leave it on the fact that David Hall has correctly outed me as a professional F50 hater. So true. Uh, so I am going to start the countdown for our members only chat. We would like to say, of course, thank you to everybody for joining us.
Yeah,
The chat
much
has been
appreciated. Yeah.
hopping this evening. We love all of you. Thank you very much for joining. There is a lot of push for a Discord, so I will look into that as soon as I possibly can. So thank you very much. Of course, while you're here, do get subscribed to the Boot Wizard channel. Remember to like this. You can follow me also at Boot Wizard on TikTok, at Boot Wizard Boot Reviews on Instagram, and my co-host here, the wonderful Andrew, over at Lockhart Boot Blog everywhere, and lockhartbootblog.com to check out his latest reviews, which will the most recent one will be the Alpha 3 Japan. Am I correct?
Yes,
Yes.
and the Elite should drop Monday.
There we go. All of the good stuff. As I say, I'll be testing the Elite this weekend, and then hopefully my next review, or I will
Oh,
do it that.
thanks, Matt. Welcome.
Matt's joined us. Matt,
Yay!
one of us, one of us, one of us, one of us.
I'd
Thank you
pound
for
the
doing this,
table,
Matt.
but
Yeah, I was going to do the same thing, but I would have shook everything. Yes, don't forget to like the video, and we will see you all next week. Cheerio.